Okay guys, we're gonna take our recap video of today's trades. We're gonna go over the trades. We had some pretty nice clean trades today. We had ROSEU. It was on the gapper. It was gapping up 400% from $1 up to from $1 up to a high of 650. And I mean, this was all done pre-market. Very nice move. Pulled back, and here was a potential entry here. So we'll jump into the 1 minute chart and look at our trades. Okay, so the first one you can see here, wanted to get in for the pullback. So this candle hit a high of 667, so we know that that is a level to watch. 667 pulled back, popped up a little bit up to 640, and then it pulled back. And the high of this candle was 586, so 586 was a candle to make a new high as soon as the market opened. So 586, you watch that level here. I jumped in. There was a dip right out of the gates. It opened at 560 and it dipped down to 525. So on that move back up, I jumped in around 560 and sold some up here. Okay, I jumped in at 560 and sold some up at around 630. It kept going higher. It pulled back. Then on the move up, I added some more at 650, where this orange arrows at, and then I sold up here at 7. My best exit was around $7. So I added 560, sold here on this arrow around 640, added here at 650, sold some up here at 670. I was fixing a halt, and then the rest of the position up at 7. So that's over $1 per share move. That was very nice. And I was share size. I wasn't heavy on share size, but it was a decent trade. And so that was that trade. And from there you can see that it just failed the rest of the day. It did not provide any more opportunities. Just dip buys, but it was fairly weak. I broke that VWAP, and it just continued to trade lower. So the other stock that we traded was UONE. This thing made a pretty nice move from a low of 610 up to $40 in one day. Okay, so we'll jump into the 1 minute chart and see why we traded this stock. Okay, we'll start from back here. Okay, so this stock was moving. We knew that it was moving, so we kind of had it on watch. It had made a move up 714 pre-market. It pulled back, riding VWAP, and popped up here with the high of, let's see, 690. And it's important to mark these levels. That way you know where these are essentially resistance levels. These little pivot points here, resistance levels / pivot points. So here you can see that it opened out of the gates. It opened, it almost tapped that level, and it pulled back, and then out of nowhere this thing just popped up. It broke that pivot point there at 690. It halted up at 708, halted for 5 minutes. I was watching this out of the halt. 708 was a halt going up. I jumped in around 750, and I was expecting, or it resumed at 739 from the halt. 739. I was watching for a lot of green volume buying. As soon as I saw that, I jumped in. So I jumped in at 750, and I was expecting an immediate resolution up to $8 immediately, and it hesitated. It hesitated up there. It hit a high of 770. So I was like 760. So I was like, okay, well, this isn't doing what I thought it was going to do. So I'm just going to take my profit here and get out. Well, that was the right move because this was a little choppy. It hit 750, hit 770, pulled back, it went lower. It was going back and forth here. Finally, it broke out over 770 up to $8, and then got the micro pullback here from $8 up to 867 for a halt up at 884. So I left money on the table, but at the same time, this thing could have easily came back down to this previous halt level, 708. So from 750 down to 708, 40-cent loss, 42-cent loss, and I did not want to have that kind of loss today. So I just bail out or break out, or bail out. Did not break out, so I bailed out quickly. Okay, so that was that trade, and as you can see, this thing kept going. It was very strong today. Halted there, moved up higher, halted again, moved up higher, halted here. For those that don't know, halt is whenever a stock is moving more than 10%, 10 or 20%, depending on the stock and the price. Once it moves that in a certain amount of period, which it's usually 5-minute period, it'll halt going up. It'll pause trading. So people can find out what's going on, why it's moving so much, and after 5 minutes or 10 minutes, again depending on the stock, it'll resume. And either if a stock halts going up, it'll most likely open higher. Stock halts going down, most likely it'll open lower. Okay, so here it opened at 1204, hit a high of 1324, it halted again, and resumed higher, went higher, it halted, and then after this is a 10-minute halt here, it resumed at 1748, and then it hit a high of 1923. And on this candle, it dropped all the way from this high of 1923 all the way down to 1596. So I was like, okay, this is a huge drop. So I jumped in around 1630 for the move up. Timed it excellent. Got in at 1630. It hit a high of 1720, 1730, a whole dollar per share. I did not take profit up there. Unbelievable. I was waiting for the bigger move. I was hoping it would hit at least 17.50, $18. That was a wrong call. It ended up coming down, and I sold break even. So I was up a whole dollar per share, and I ended up break even trade. Of course, it's good that I did bail out because it came down and it halted going down 1596, and that's not, you don't want to be caught in one of those. You see here it resumed from that halt at 1412. So from $16 down to 1412, that's $2 loss per share, and it'll keep going lower. So I wasn't happy that it was a break-even trade, but I am happy that I cut it loose at a break-even trade and did not let it go lower on me. Okay, so that was that trade. And then here, this stock, it halted going down. It resumed a little bit lower. It halted going down at 1194. It resumed at 1180. So on the move back up, I was like, okay, well, once I see green volume coming in for buying, I'm gonna jump in here. 12 is a level that I like, so I jumped in at 12, sold around 1230. Nice little profit. Sold too soon, of course. Hit a high of 1340. So from 12 to 1340, that would have been a nice solid trade. Of course, I trade the level 2. Level 2 was telling me to bail out. Okay, so let's see if we took any more trades. I believe that was my last trade of the day. Yeah, that was it. That was the last trade. Overall, today was a good day. Every day that I get to day trade, it's a great day. Um, a lot of learning experiences right now. The market is definitely hot. There's a lot of action going on. You don't get 400% movers every day. So right now is the time to take advantage of it. I'll try to make these videos as detailed as possible. If there's anything that you don't understand, drop a comment and I'll gladly explain it and walk you through it. All right, guys. So that's it. I appreciate you watching.